I am so excited today because you see there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but I'm gonna move through it very quickly because it's my lunchtime and I am like, let me get this food cooked. I have a meeting at 2, so I really don't have a lot of time, and I'm getting this on for dinner. But I wanted to show you my process, so I took out everything that I need. And I'm gonna get started and I'm gonna move through it quickly while I'm talking to you. But I have been very inspired by Victoria. So today's my attempt at a eggplant burger. So I've kind of made this recipe up in my head. So we'll see how it goes. And when I eat it later, I'll let you know the results of it. But I also wanted to say that tomorrow I will be going live with Chef Patricia. So Chef Patricia, you better be ready because we are doing a live tomorrow. I will be on that phone with you later today, figuring out what we're making, and we're gonna go at it, okay? Because one of the things that needs to happen is, even if it's once a month, Chef Patricia has to have some kind of cooking something on somewhere, whether it's a live, a YouTube. So I'm prophesying that into your life, and I am going to stay on you until it gets done. So tomorrow, be prepared. We're doing a live with Chef Patricia. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get the rice on. So I really wanted some coconut rice. So I like Jasmine Goya rice. So I've already put it in a bowl to clean it. I went through one clean cycle, so I'm do it again, but I wanted you to see the process. So I need 1.5 cups of water. I'm gonna turn that on for a second. 1.5 cups of water. I like to start out with cold water. So 1.5 cups of water. And then 1 cup of unsweetened coconut milk. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit more water to get the traces of this out. And I'm gonna season up the water. Gonna add a little bit of salt, garlic, onion. You know, I just kind of go with what I know, and I'll leave it out. Well, let's put it back. Pepper, little onion powder, and a dash of salt. And I love pink salt, pink Himalayan salt. Stir this up. I'm gonna add just a little olive oil. This is the second time that I've cleaned this rice, so I'm gonna rinse it. And so you really rinse your rice to get any like debris or anything, you know, that's been floating around in it. I like the jasmine rice from Goya. Ooh, a whole bunch just came out because it usually doesn't have, like, whenever I clean it, there aren't really that many particles in it. So I like this rice because it's pretty clean. So get all that rice in there. Jasmine rice usually cooks a little faster. And then I'm going to show you this method that I learned when I'm cooking rice. Now this is only if you like your rice really fluffy. I learned this from a Greek woman I used to work with. And I remember when she told me this, I was like, she made rice and she brought it in to the office. And I was like, oh my God, your rice is so good. And wait till I show you this little tip. So I have my rice on low. Turn it down a little bit, add a little olive oil. And then I always take a thin towel, fold it in half, and it depends on the size of your pot, but I use this pot a lot for rice, I already know. So I take it and I fold the four corners in, so of course it doesn't hit the flame. The last thing you want to do is set your kitchen on fire. But I do that, and then I put the pot over it to hold it down. So what happens is that as the steam goes up, it's trapped. So your rice is cooking, the steam is going up, it's going back down, so your rice comes out so fluffy. It's so delicious. So anyway, so that's on. And like I told you, I always use my timer. Okay, Google, can you set the timer for 15 minutes?
Sure, 15 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so while that's going, I'm going to start my vegetables in my pan, my fry pan. So I always start with a little olive oil and a tiny bit of butter. I told you I like to clean as I go, so I took everything out so that it would be easy to videotape this. So these are Brussels sprouts, which I love. So I'm gonna rinse these off. Because these take a little longer to cook, so I like to just lay them in the pan. I'm just gonna lay them down with the olive oil and the butter that's in here. And then I'll season them up. But they're in the pan, I got it out of the way. I love Brussels sprouts, and I love them with lots of garlic, which I'm gonna crush some garlic right now and then throw it in here. So that way we get that on. So we got that going. I'm gonna cut up some onions and butternut squash. And there's a little rice on this counter. Want to get off. Okay, so I just, you know, when you're making like vegetables, I like to just like, you know, I like to use my stuff up. So I'll just use this bag for trash too. So I don't have to keep going back and forth. So here we go. The rice is on. I'm gonna do these peppers real quick, throw them in there. Throw my onions in there. Take the centers out. Sometimes these small peppers, they don't really have like a lot of seeds on the inside because they're tiny. I'll just rinse the inside out. All right, and then I'm gonna cut up the onions, and then I'm gonna do the garlic. So we have our coconut rice, which I am going to add some garbanzo beans to. Then we'll have our Brussels sprouts with onions, peppers, and garlic. And I have yellow squash out, which is really easy to cook. And I will mix it with the Brussels sprouts after I cook it, because if you like yellow squash, you know sometimes it can have a lot of water. So I like to make sure as a vegan or plant-based, as I watched a lot of documentaries and different people that have adopted the vegan lifestyle, one of the things that a lot of people have recommended is that when you are a vegan, try to eat raw in the afternoon and cooked veggies in the evening. And then a lot of times what they'll do is, even if you have, this is cilantro, even if you have cooked veggies, you can, some people put cilantro in their rice too, but I don't, because I'm doing rice and beans, I didn't want it in there. You can also put your cooked vegetables on a bed of arugula to give yourself more greens at night if you feel like you didn't have enough. So it's kind of like another option that you can do. So I think I said this before, and I'll probably say it every single time I cut an onion. I always run it under cold water because it'll stop the tears. You know. So everybody has a different way of slicing. This isn't for me to teach you how to like cut up onions or anything like that. I'm just, you know, some people have asked my process in terms of going plant-based. And so I'm just showing the process and showing how I eat and what I eat. And it has been working for me. I really don't desire meat. I feel better. I'm definitely way more aware of my body and what I put into it. This morning when I woke up, not to be like all personal, but I felt a little, I felt like my balls were a little backed up. And so I started thinking about it, and I was like, I don't really eat bread as much, but I had, you know, these guys, I'm not gonna say who it was, but somebody went to Popeyes and they brought me back 2 biscuits. I think those biscuits might have milk in them. I have to check the recipe today. But my stomach was hurting, and I noticed like before when I had a biscuit from there, I think I feel like I kind of felt the same way. So I was like, you know, I probably shouldn't eat Popeye's biscuits. But anyway, so I'm way more aware of my body. And I don't think it's necessarily just because I'm a vegan, but because I feel better with how I'm eating, that when I eat something that doesn't agree with me, it's like I can pinpoint it because I'm the moderator of what I put into my body. So that's, you know, that's kind of my encouragement. Some people have said, you know, oh, you've lost weight. And again, it's, for me, I mean, weight, great, it could be a byproduct, but really feeling better is like my #1 goal. And if you can adopt something like, you know, when you're younger, I'm about to be 54. And so I wish I had done this sooner. But I don't have regrets, but if there was something I would say to someone, I would be like, you know, if you can do it earlier, that would be so great. So anyway, this is just a garlic press. You know, some of these things I've had in my house for a long time, and now I'm like really using them all the time because I like you can buy crushed garlic in the store, but I like making my own. And it's so fresh, and you know, the smell is so great. And garlic is so good for you, especially in this season where people are getting sick. It's like, it really does help you. So I just shove them in there, and sometimes you can have too much garlic and it starts coming out your pores. But I hear my rice boiling. I'm gonna get right over to this eggplant and show you what I'm gonna do with that. Okay, so this will be enough for my little dish over there. And then I'll use the rest for my eggplant. And everything, you know, I use a lot of the same seasonings, but everything really does take on a different flavor. So you'll see. I'm gonna put some seasonings over there, just salt and pepper. And I have another seasonings. And I really wanna thank everybody for sending in your recommendations on people that I can watch as I am adopting this vegan lifestyle. It's been very helpful. I think I mentioned that I haven't been able to really peruse the grocery store like I like, because I like kind of coming up with my own things. It's like, helps you to be creative, you know? So anyway, get all this garlic out, because I'm gonna use this as the base for my eggplant burger. So I'm gonna rinse this off, and I am going to grill this eggplant in my air fryer. I'm like, I don't want to waste this eggplant. I love eggplant. I have always loved eggplant. So I'm excited to do this today. All right, let me get the seasoning over there. I'm gonna use a tiny bit of my, I don't want it to taste like that. I think I'm gonna use my, I'm gonna use my 21 seasoning, salt and pepper. So, oh, that came out fast. Put a little pink salt, some pepper. I love pepper. It's gonna be a little peppery on today. And then I like this 21 seasoning salute. It's like different spices from Trader Joe's. So get that in there. And then I'll let that start on low so the Brussels sprouts can get done. I think I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of water in here. I like them crispy. Okay, so now we are going to just grill this eggplant up in the fryer. Cooks pretty quick. I'm gonna do the big slices first, and then I'll do the small slices a little bit later, just so you can see the process. When I'm doing something, I pretty much have an idea how it's going to come out, because I used to do, I used to create like my own tuna burgers. So I kind of have a feeling on what I want this to taste like. So I'm making it up, but I've done it like before with something else. So that's like, I don't know, I get a taste for something and then I'm like, oh, I think this is what I'll do. So that's my process. So I have a lot of these out. I'm gonna throw them in with the peppers because I know I'm gonna use all of this later. And I'm gonna get, you know, some of these pieces in just so we can get started. So, because I don't use eggs, I'm going to take a little bit of the coconut milk, and a little bit of liquid aminos, just kind of like a seasoning. That looks different. I have some panko breadcrumbs. Which I'm gonna put on a plate. I'll show you the process. Some seasoning. Actually, I'm gonna put the seasoning on after. I'll show you that part. So, let me get my fork out. So I'm gonna just mix all that together. This is all I'm doing. Put this back just a tiny bit so you can get it. So let me check on my rice. Ooh. Okay, Google, off my rice. Oh, it smells so good. See, that's why I have a timer, always. Let me use this fork. Oh yeah. And I mean, I want you to see how fluffy it is. Look at that. It's so fluffy. Okay, so that's done. Put that over. Let me taste it. Oh, so good. That is so good. I cannot wait. Okay, here's a bag of flour. I want my eggplant to have some really good flavor. So, put this fork here. So I'm gonna dip it in here. Actually, I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of flour with the panko breadcrumbs. These are the breadcrumbs I'm using. Sweet chili. Mix that together. Ooh, yummy. Sometimes when I'm watching like cooking videos, I'm like, that's long. This is a long one. We're already at 20 minutes. But watch how fast it goes in. I think it's good too to see the process. Leave that in there so that you can, so that looks like maybe 4 can go in at a time. So we'll put 4 in, and then we'll have the other ones ready to go in. And I won't even bore you with the next batch, but you'll see what my process is gonna be. I'm gonna mix up some, I don't know, maybe just 3 can go in there. It's kind of tiny. Got a panko breadcrumb on my finger. But anyway, they're nice and breaded. The coating helps the breading to stick. And then once I get it in here, yep, I'll sprinkle a little salt and pepper on it, and voila, I'll let it take off. Okay. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. a tiny bit of olive oil. Turn that on. I'm thinking I'm gonna have it on air crisp. I'll leave it on. I'm gonna start out with 15 minutes because this goes pretty quick. And the temperature I'll do at 400. Start. So see, that's what I tell you. I make stuff up. So this is my first time doing this. But I have this idea that I came up with, and I was determined to try it, and I said, you know what, I'll try it with everyone watching. So if it's an epic fail, I don't care. I'll still eat it. It just may not come out the way that I think. So there's one. Here's another one. I'll put the other big one over here, back in the bag. So I'll have 3 ready for when that one comes out. So I'm thinking a couple of things that I'm going to do, and I'm gonna get right to it once I coat this so that it's ready when that's done. And okay. So what I'm thinking is that that'll cook and it'll get crispy. And that'll be one kind of veggie burger. And it'll be an eggplant veggie burger. So these will just be here waiting. And then I have a different kind that I'm thinking I will do. So, take a bowl. I have these potatoes. I was going to do potato salad. Remember the other day that I cooked, but I could not find my vegan mayonnaise. Like the stores were out of it. So I was like, oh. So then I thought, well, I could do something different. So there are a lot of nutrients that are in the skins of potatoes. So I like the skin. I never use this thing. Oh, actually I have used this. It's like a potato. We cut this in half. So we're gonna mash these up. Nice. Just get it all the way through. I mean, they could have been cooked a little bit more, but it's fine. We'll just go with it. So I'm gonna mash these up. And then I'm gonna just start adding my stuff. This is gonna be another kind of potato. So I'm thinking I could do like I'm gonna add this garlic. I'm gonna add some sun-dried tomatoes. Y'all see where I'm going here? I feel like this is gonna be so good. I can feel it. I could have cooked these potatoes a little bit more for them to be like mashable, but we're gonna make it work. Ooh, I don't know, I might have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to cook these a little bit more. So, you know, it doesn't matter as long as they're smaller. So we'll get that going. So my plan, this one's better, probably because it's smaller. My plan is to mash these up and to start adding some protein to it, some beans, and onions, some oatmeal, and then I would form them into a burger. So here we go. Listen, to me, the kitchen is all about experimentation. I'm not gonna get all bent out of shape if something doesn't work. But we're gonna stay on until we get something finished. You see that rice is finished. I'm gonna show you what my second part of that rice is gonna be. Then I'm also into like, I hate food to go to waste. So there is some food left over from Sunday that I'm gonna incorporate as well. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. The garlic. Ugh. I have a hand grip too. I don't know where it is. I cannot get this open. There we go. You ever hear about that? Hit the side of the jar with like a fork or a knife. It smells so good. Put a little more water on it so it can be like a fake boil. I put it up high too. So take it away. All right. My Brussels sprouts. Smelling good. Let them steam down. Ooh, if you could smell what I smell. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to put the sun-dried tomatoes, the again, I'm making this up. Yep, it's going for the taste I want. Got the sun-dried tomatoes in there. Oatmeal. So I'm using the oatmeal as kind of like a binder. Kind of hold everything together. Just playing around with, you know, how much. I'll come back over here. Now, I've already rinsed the top off. I'm gonna just do it again. So these are chickpeas, garbanzo beans. And because I want rice and beans, I'm gonna rinse them off. Because sometimes I usually like to make my own, but I just really didn't have time. Told you I have a meeting. So I'm rinsing these off. For me, you know, cooking is like what you like. And so these are the flavors I wanted today. And so my family will enter into that. So you see, I just put them right in there. Just gonna stir them in. It'll steam up with the rice. And then I'm gonna season it up a little bit more. Gonna add a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. Gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Stir it up again. Gonna add a little bit of butter. I would normally use a butter knife, but I am pressed for time. Add in there. Check on my, ooh, wait, that's looking good. Oh, my eggplants are looking really good. They're looking really, really good. Okay. What I will do is I'll take a little taste to see. Very good. Oh, this dinner tonight, oh my gosh. These people ain't ready for me. What do I do with the can? I'm still here. Oh, they're not ready for this dinner. Ooh, child, this dinner's good. So now I'm back to here. Put that potato over there. That's what I'm doing. The oatmeal. See how these potatoes are doing. Yep. The thing is that I cannot find my masher, which is so frustrating. It's like when we had the kitchen done over, a lot of my stuff went missing. Really, my husband threw it away. So hatred. Look what I just found my masher. He knows I be blaming him for everything. Ooh, nice. Nice. Oh yeah, this is nice. Okay. Yep, I got this all nice and soft so that I can mash. So I'm thinking, depending on how these come out, I think I might do this layering thing that I have an idea for. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna mix this in here. See how much this yields. Mash this in. Mix it in with the oatmeal, the sun-dried tomatoes. I'm not gonna put, well, there was a tiny bit of garlic. I'm not going to add any more. But I wanted to have a different flavor. So I'm gonna add this other seasoning I have. Because I know the flavoring I'm trying to go for. It's this sweet, sizzling chili Thai. Add some of that. I actually am about to order all these other seasonings that are supposed to be really good. I'm gonna add a little smoked paprika. That smells good. A little bit more salt to taste. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. So good. Okay. So let's add a little bit of liquid aminos, a little more flavor. A little bit of nutritional yeast. It's a little cheesy taste. See how these are looking. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. You're about to see what I'm going to do. Let's get this out. I've never done eggplant in there, so this is like a test. I'm gonna see if it's done all the way through. Oh my God. Oh my word, it's so good. Oh my God. This is so good. Now let's see if it's gonna do what I want it to do. Because my thought was that you cut it up and mash it up in here with all that good flavoring. Oh. I'm telling you, that's why it's good to be in community, because somebody can be talking about something, because Victoria kept talking about these burgers and eggplant burgers, and I kept saying to myself, this is so good, I wish we could taste it. I kept saying to myself, excuse me, plus I'm hungry too. I kept saying to myself, I gotta have an eggplant burger because I love eggplant. And I think when my peeps taste this, they ain't gonna know what hit them. I'm hitting it up today. Ooh, wait, look at that. Function, time, temp. Start that. When I tell you how good this is, you ain't ready. I mean, you see me. I'll keep eating it. Skin and all, delicious. I saved a little piece for myself. Wow. So good. I just want that to cook a little bit more. Okay, so back over here. So now I'm gonna just stir all that in, mash it up again with the eggplant in there. Eggplant, potatoes, oatmeal, sun-dried tomatoes, a tiny bit of garlic seasoning. I'm gonna add a little bit of flax milk to just kind of still give it that molding power. Man, ooh, it smells so good. Let's see, I'm gonna fry one up so I can end, because we're getting time in here. And then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with it. I'm just gonna use the same pan. Put a little oil in it. Add a little flax milk. This might sound different, but I think I want a little barbecue sauce mixed in here. I'm feeling that taste right now. Okay, so I'm mixing it all together. I don't know, guys. I never tried this before. But, ooh, wait, this smells good. I feel like, and I think I am. First, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do a small one while you're in my viewing. So I would put it all together like a burger. Right? Mash it all together. I took out some beans because in my head I was thinking I could mix beans in with this, but I want to show you what my idea was, because we had on Sunday, I told y'all how No Bondage, the singer, tried to take over my kitchen. And actually I could fit 3 in there, so I might as well go ahead and do 3. So there was some, oh man, smoking. There was some, he made a cabbage. The way he makes his cabbage, it has a little vinegar in it. I mean, I know a lot of people who do cabbage this way, and I do put vinegar in my cabbage sometimes. So there was some left over, and last night I thought I could almost make it like a sauerkraut. So the idea, you move some of this stuff out the way that I'm finished with. So my idea was to take the leftover cabbage, let me just show you. I do not like a lot of stuff like when I'm cooking. So I'm finished with most of this. I don't need any more garlic. These can go back. Just trying to move the stuff out of the way that can go back into the fridge. So my idea was to take some grilling beans and mix it in with the my little mix. So my thought was to take this and put it on top of the burger like a, you know, what is that called? Oh, corned beef and sauerkraut sandwich, and voila. So let me show you how this is looking. So good. Got a little grill on it. Well, I like crispy stuff, so you gotta go with me on this one. But look at that. Ooh, it smells so good. I turn the heat down a little bit. Got a little bit more oil up in here. So there you have it. I'm gonna throw my squash on, and it'll get mixed in with this. We have rice and beans. We have our eggplant burgers. I'll take a picture. That'll be the facing picture on the page. It's been a pleasure cooking with you. And this is my process. And, hold on. Had to do that sneeze in the arm. But this is my process, and this is what I had a taste for, And like I said, you can really get creative in your own kitchen. I will now be putting everything away. I'm kind of having second thoughts about the squash. I might just save it for another night. Because it can really stand on its own. And yeah, we're done. I didn't need half the stuff I thought I would, so that it'll get put away. And good. I'm glad you were here with me. And look out for me and Chef Patricia. I'm gonna just keep mashing these down so they can cook all the way. All the ingredients are cooked, but I just like it to really form like the actual burger and cook all the way through so everything gets done. If I'd probably do this again and add shredded carrots. I may even add, you know, like I said, the beans to give it like some protein. And I think when I plate it, I'm gonna do the eggplant that comes out of the deep fryer, the air fryer, and then one of these burgers with the cabbage in between. And then I have this little sauce that I'll make and put on. I could just feel it all in here. But it's been a pleasure cooking with you. And you know, I like to do things all the way to the end, but this video is starting to get really long. But this is just kind of my process for, you know, having fun in the kitchen, enjoying being plant-based. And I just like to make it fun. And I try to pay attention to the flavors I would want. And so these are the flavors that I had a desire for today, and as well as using what was left over in my fridge. And every time Victoria posts that she had an eggplant burger, it's like, I want one. So I finally did it, and I did it in my way, and I love it. It's so good. I wish you could come over for dinner with me, but we're in a quarantine. But as soon as we can all get together, yes, maybe I'll host a really big class, and it'll be fun, and we can share tips. Talk to you soon.